Hey guys, I wanted to pop on and do another quick video, and this time the topic I want to talk about is scarcity. So, for those of you who follow Brene Brown's work, you're going to be pretty familiar with scarcity. And scarcity is a mindset, and it's really about how we engage in a mindset where we feel a lack. So, for example, we might see resources as scarce, and we see ourselves in a position of being in a lack of resources. So that might be, for example, money, where we're looking at money as a finite resource. And for us, maybe going to work or, our businesses and things are a source of getting income and money, but we feel like there's a finite amount of that. And so we fear that if we don't work hard, we won't get enough money. And a lot of us live in a place of lack when it comes to money. And so we sort of live our life with this fear that we might lose that money at any time, or that we don't even deserve that amount of money because it's a finite resource, and that we're not worthy of getting a lot of money. So scarcity and that mindset, and especially the money mindset, can go very deep. But it's just a quick example of scarcity. Another example of scarcity might be, just feeling like if you're owning a business that clients are scarce, and that we have to win clients, and that there's a finite number of clients out there, and that we need to win them. And if we don't, then we're tapped out. Okay, so scarcity often comes from the roots of not feeling worthy. And so we might feel like we're not worthy of getting a lot of clients, or we're not worthy of getting a lot of money, or we're not worthy of the amount of love or support that we want to achieve. So scarcity goes very deep, and I encourage you to look more at resources around that, or have a chat with me personally if you want to talk about it more. But the reason I want to talk about scarcity is because obviously right now, with the pandemic that we're going through, scarcity is huge. Right. So you guys all know we're seeing those posts out there all the time, and those memes and funny images and pictures and all that of hoarding toilet paper and groceries. And even it goes further than that. I mean, think about the fact that I have seen recommendations and articles out there where you should only go grocery shopping once every 2 weeks. Well, I know for someone like me who's like, okay, I buy a lot of fruits and vegetables that go bad after a couple of days, or I might feel like eating something one day and not the next day. Well, scarcity really kicks in when I can't go grocery shopping for 2 weeks. Right. And it's not to say that I can't go. I can go as often as I want, but the recommendations out there are to not go so often. But just that mindset, just that feeling of I can't go as often as I want to, or if I want to go to the grocery store, I have to wait in a long line, or I need to plan it, and I need to go at a time when they have enough stock. And there's so much that goes into that. Even when I go grocery shopping, the mindset of I can't come back for 2 weeks, so I better stock up on the things I'm going to need for 2 weeks. How will I know what I'm going to need? So there's my son. You want to say hi, Eric? You want to say hi? So, right now scarcity is high, and scarcity comes from a fear mindset, right? We have a lot of fear about losing resources. Hello, yes. That scarcity, comes from that mindset of fear, and that we're going to run out of resources. So again, the whole toilet paper thing, right? Okay, thank you, Arik. Okay, go play. Okay. So, so the reason I want to talk about this topic is because when we look at scarcity and fear mindset, we now start getting into a realm also of shame, especially when we look at the way that we're responding to people who are reacting with fear. So understanding scarcity mindset, understanding where fear comes from, allows us to have empathy for people who are reacting to the current crisis in a fear-based way. Okay, so again, I want to go back to the example of somebody who is hoarding toilet paper. Okay, I know we all find it really funny, but also I'm seeing some very insensitive things out there, you know, calling people COVID idiots or saying, how can you be so stupid or so silly in going out there and doing this kind of stuff. And so those people who are maybe not as much in a fear mindset are now reacting to the people who are in a fear mindset, because they're feeling like, you know, how silly is this behavior? However, I encourage you to now sit in a place of empathy and think about what kind of shame this is causing people who are reacting to a situation the best way that they know how. We all come with our own traumas. We've all grown up a certain way with a certain mindset. And at a time when we are losing control is the time when old habits come back. If you think about somebody with an eating disorder, okay, eating disorders are all about control. And as soon as your control is being taken away, you're going to start to have an urge to control your eating. Okay, so in the same way, we're going to go back into habits where we can feel more control. And perhaps that might be hoarding, because maybe we've grown up with a scarcity mindset. Maybe we grew up in a poor family, or maybe we were taught that resources are finite and that we haven't learned how to manifest abundance. Okay, so those people may be reacting. Now, if we are not coming from a place of empathy, what we're then doing is we're causing these people to engage in shame. You know, they're feeling shameful of their behaviors and what they're doing because there's posts out there calling them silly and their actions are silly. And then those people are probably going to be suppressing their shame. And if you are very familiar with Brene Brown's work, and she has an amazing podcast that she just released, which is so awesome, where she talks all about this. The more we suppress and hide shame, the more it amplifies. The more it amplifies, the worse we feel, the stronger shame spiral we go into. And the thing to combat shame is empathy. Coming from a place of empathy, digging deep in your heart to try to understand, where is that person coming from and why are they reacting the way they are? And quite simply just going to them and saying, hey, I understand what you're going through, or hey, do you want to talk? What's going on with you? What's happening? And not being so quick to judge it as silly behavior, or, you know, why are they not thinking this through, and what's going on with them? Because it's not just us that are impacted. Our kids are around us all the time, every day, and they're picking this up too. And so they will react the same way to their children, to other children. So the best thing you can do is teach them how to be empathetic, how to be understanding that, oh, I can see where that person's coming from, that they're coming from a place of shame and fear and scarcity. And how can I help them to share their emotions, right? To share the shame and feel accepted and loved for it, so that we can then release the shame and create more love, acceptance, and support for each other. So that's what I wanted to say today for that. And I really encourage you, please, to be thoughtful in the posts you put out there, and the love that you're putting out there, and the energy you're putting out there, and really start to look inward at yourself. Where are you engaging in scarcity? Where are you engaging in fear and shame? Where are you suppressing shame? And I'd love for you to share your stories if you feel called to, or if you feel comfortable to. And if you want to talk about this privately, send me a message. I would love to have a chat with you. I'd love to help you out. If anyone you know is struggling, if anyone you know needs someone to talk to, and that this video can be helpful, or the stuff that I teach can be helpful, I would love to chat with them. So please let them know. My company is called Rubik's Coaching. You can also just inbox message me. And lots of love to you guys, lots of support out there. And I look forward to sharing my next video with you. Thanks so much for your support, and have a great day.